Good morning, wheel burners. Saturday morning, as you can see, I'm home. Hopefully, at least my hope for you is that you guys got home. And if you didn't get home, hopefully you're not working. At least you're able to, you're able to kick back and relax. Do your 34, do your 36. You've put in a hard week or a hard couple of weeks, or you've put in a hard month. Hey, relax, kick back, relax. I want to talk just briefly. This is going to be a quick video. It's not going to be drawn out. But I do want to talk briefly on something that I have noticed in the industry. Okay. And this is from somebody that's been around a while. Okay. Seen a lot of different aspects of the business and a lot of the things that I hear. And this is specifically from owner operators or lease operators. They both fall into the same category, right? And the reasons or partial reasons for why they're not successful. And I'm not saying that I'm going to say that I'm not going to tell you what their reasons are. You're not successful because of this, because of this, or this. There's 1,000 videos out there of guys doing that, right? If you're not, he's not successful because he doesn't do this, he doesn't do this, he should do this. No, we're not doing that. Okay. But what I am going to get at here, and the whole, I guess, title of this is, first of all, where's your money? And know your worth. What are you worth? Right? And I don't mean what are you worth. I mean like, oh, if I sold everything I own, I'm worth $1.2 million. Or if I did this, I'm worth $194,316.12. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about what are you worth in the industry on a day-to-day basis as you're doing business. What is your worth? Now, in this business, it doesn't matter. All the owner operators and the lease operators, if you're not pulling contract freight, you're on the spot, you're using spot market, okay? Or if you are in the or you might have contract freight. If, for example, in my case, we're contract freight coming out of Canada, everything is contracted coming out. So there's no load brokers, no nothing involved. It's direct freight. And then we do rely on the spot market for some of our loads to get us back home, depending on what areas we're in. But a lot of cases, if you don't have contract freight, you're on the load board. You're using the load board. So that means you're dealing with load brokers. Now, everybody's so goddamn quick to blame load brokers. These guys are all criminals. They're all, you know what? Yes. I'm not saying yes, they're all criminals. They're not all criminals. Okay. But yeah, they've got their hand in your pocket and they're trying to make a living, and their job is to squeeze as much out of the customer as the shipper as possible and try to squeeze you for to give you as little as possible, thus keeping their percentage high. And that's the name of the game. And that's what they do. Your job as the owner operator is to deal with the load broker. And what's your job? You're trying to squeeze him for every single penny you can get out of him. And if it doesn't work out for us, what's our first inclination to do? We bitch and we moan and we complain and we cry. Oh, the brokers are robbing us. They're stealing from this. And I include myself in this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying that this is a one-way thing there. It's only, we've all been there. We've all been there. We've had to deal with this. But, you've got, let's just say, okay, you've got greedy brokers. Think about this though. You've also got greedy shippers. How many times do you roll up on a load, especially if you're flatbed? This has happened to me a lot more when I was flatbed than it does when I'm van. But you roll up into a yard, your rate con tells you it's 36,000 pounds. You roll, or 30,000 pounds. You roll up and it's 46,000 pounds. And then you say to the guy, you go, well, this is supposed to be 30,000 pounds. Oh, well, then you call, of course you're calling the broker, and the broker says, well, he told me it was only 30. So basically you've got a shipper trying to fucking ship a 45,000 pound load and sell it off as a 30,000 pound load. They're trying to ship 15,000 pounds for free. That happens a lot. And sometimes you will get more money out of it, and you'll deal with the broker, and the broker will be on the phone. You'll sit in that yard for fucking 2 hours. 2 hours trying to figure that. I mean, you might get another couple hundred bucks out of it, right? But you might not. At the end of the day, the shipper might just say, well, take it or leave it. And what are you going to do? You're already there. Most of the time, you're going to take it at a loss. Know your worth. In that case there, know what you're worth. What else we got? We got greedy shippers. We got greedy brokers. We got greedy trucking companies. Now, this is something going on up here in Canada, and I know it's happening down in the States. Trucking companies. So they start a company. You start a company. I would start a company. I've got USDOT numbers, MC numbers. I've got everything. Don't own a single truck, a single trailer, a single piece of equipment. And don't get me wrong, this isn't new. And next thing you know, they're taking loads, right? They're taking loads off the load board, manufacturing the bill of ladings, sending them back and getting paid. Now, it's not as easy as what I just said. There's more to it than what I just said. But that's the long and the short of it. They're manufacturing the bill of ladings. They're making them off as, okay, the load's been picked up, the load's been delivered, pay me, and they're getting paid for these loads, right? Now we're dealing with that, or more importantly, you guys are dealing with that, because I don't necessarily deal with that. So at the end of the day, when you've got all of these aspects, and there's more in our industry that we're dodging, we're shucking, we're jiving, we're dodging, we're having to deal with, right? At the end of the day, when we're dealing with all of that, that is what it's almost like a big mental equation that you have to keep in your head. This does this is a percentage of that. This does this is a percentage of that. Then all the way down the line, this percentage, this is a percentage, this is a percentage. You need to know what those percentages are, or what that final percentage is, because that's what you need. That's the ballpark, and that's the area you're going to be playing your game in. So now you need to go and find, what are your fixed costs on your business? And then you need to whittle those fixed costs, especially now, right? With the spot market and the toilet and the industry running the way it's running right now. You need to take your fixed costs and you need to whittle those suckers down. Everything. I mean, if you don't need flavored toothpaste, don't get flavored toothpaste. Like, whittle your fixed cost. That's not a fixed cost, by the way, but whittle them. It's just an example, but get them down. And your home life. Once you know what your home life costs, what the bare minimum is going to cost you in your home life, and your bare minimum and your fixed cost, you then have an idea of what you're worth, right? Or what you can run for in a minimum. That's your minimum of what you can run for. Now, I don't know what that number is. For you, it's different than it is for me. Everybody's got a different number. But you need to know what that is. And now you need to be willing to fight for it. You need to be willing to go get it. Know your worth. What are you worth, people? Okay. Now let me tell you something. This is a common thing. When I've moved my truck from one company to another, I've never ever taken what they've given me right out the bat. Meaning, like, okay, so we offer this. This is what we offer. This is the percentage. This is this. This is this. Okay. Well, and I've never in my life ever went, that's great, I'll take that, thank you. No. Well, do you have this? Yeah. Well, how about we do this and this? Do you do benefits? Well, we have a benefit part, but we don't. Well, hold on. We're going to work. I negotiate everything. I think about it this way, okay? That company has usually three envelopes. And in each envelope is an offer that they're going to offer Brian. Okay. So they're going to see me coming. I come in, we do the handshake, do the eye contact, do the fake smile. I'm in the back of my head going, okay, Jack, I'm going to try to screw you. He's in the back of his head. He's going, okay, Brian, I'm going to try to screw you. His first screwing is, here's what right out the top. There's sir, Brian, here's what we offer you. This is our offer to you. My first response is, no thanks. You have at least another two envelopes. Why don't you move along? Go to the third one. Let's see what's in that third envelope. Because they do. They've always got backup offers. They've always got a backup. And this is a little common, it's not commonly known that this is the case. Most of these companies, when you walk in, they want you to take what they've got plastered on their website. And that's why they plastered it. It's made up to look like it's big, it's bold, it's beautiful. Come and get it. Come and get it. And that's what they want. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're hoping for. They don't want smart truck drivers coming through the door going, oh, fuck, cut through the bullshit. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. No, we don't want that. That doesn't give me anything. That doesn't bring any value to me. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Now, what about this? What about benefits? What about my IFTA? What about my fuel surcharge? What about this? What about? I mean, like, I've literally negotiated everything about my contract and then locked it in. Right now, I don't give a rat's ass what that spot market's doing. I truly don't. I'm still making money. Now, that's not because I'm any smarter, better, or anything like that. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. This is just from years of experience and doing it. Okay, we've learned. We've taken our ass kicking. Believe me, in this business, I've had my ass handed back to me multiple times. Part of it is just knowing what not to do and when not to do it, and when to do things at the right time. That's all it is. And it's chalked up to experience and talking to some good people and getting some good advice. That's all that is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we're doing anything better than anybody else. We're not. Believe me, when I say to you, I've had my ass handed to me, I have in this business. But I know what I'm worth. I want you guys to know what you're worth. Not only do I want you to know what you're worth, I want you to be willing to go get it. Go get it and go fight for it. And I don't mean don't be pulling stupid numbers. Get your numbers down to what there's the bare minimum of what you can run for, and then work in what you need, what you want. You got this, you got that, and get a fair price number of a ballpark figure of what you got, what you figure you're worth. And if that's what you think you're worth, then you go get it. Don't just take that first envelope. Okay? There's always another envelope. I've found in this business, I've had more doors slammed in my faces and more no's than I've had yeses. But the yeses far outweighed the no's. The yeses, the value of those yeses. I will take 25 people telling me no to get one really, really good yes. And that's the way I've worked. And that's the way I want you guys to work. You're going to take a shit kick and you're going to take a no. You're going to take, I don't think so. Because you know what? They may not like what you're worth because they know that there's somebody coming along that's not as smart as you that's going to come along. And they're going to take that first fucking envelope and they're going to go, oh, thank you very much. And, they win. But in your case here, you might have to take a couple of no's before you're going to get that yes. And once you get that yes, then you prove yourself. You're in the door. You've got the yes. That company and the companies you're dealing with will then know this is what you're worth. And you know what? A lot of the times, if you're offering a premium service, they won't mind paying it. They won't mind paying that extra. Why? Because it's there on time. It doesn't look like it was kicked 200 miles up the road. It's there's no complications. Nothing's busted. The appointments were made and you were a pleasure to deal with. People will pay extra for that now. We've already gone down that road where people came in, a bunch of different people came in, kicked the bottom out from underneath us because they do the freight for $1.05 a mile, right? But they were dumping the loads on the road, overpasses, ramps. They're driving around and DOT unsafe DOT inspected equipment. That kind of shit happened to us, and people were going, oh yeah, well I'm paying. Why would I pay you, Brian, $3.50 a mile when I can pay this guy over here and his brother, $1.55 a mile? Well, guess what? $1.55 a mile left on Wednesday. He's only going 400 miles, but he didn't show up till the following Tuesday. And when he did, the load was all busted up and beat to shit. And they said they got lost because maybe they didn't speak English very well or whatever. You offer a premium service. You offer that to the customer. They will pay you. Know what you're worth. Be patient. Be smart about it. Go get what you're worth. Again, I'm saying you're not going to get a yes every single time. You're going to get no's. But when you do get those yeses, yeses far outweigh the value of those yeses far outweigh all of the no's you got. So there you go, guys. I don't want to drag this out. We're at about 15 minutes on this video. Sorry, I don't want to take up any more of your Saturday morning. But you know what? Go get it done. Hopefully you have a good weekend. I got a short one. I came in yesterday. I'll be bugging out of here probably about 8 o'clock Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. And I've got another busy week going for me next week. So hopefully we'll throw some content out. We'll do a couple more lives. Loving these lives, you guys. A lot of the chatter in the chats is hilarious and off the wall. And you guys are bringing some really, I'm not doing jack. You guys are bringing some really good content, and we've had some really good topics and some really good talks going on inside the chats, which I've been able to just use and bounce off. And so I want you to keep that up. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for those lives. You guys are really showing up. Our numbers are getting slowly bigger on the lives, and it shows because you guys are doing it, right? You're not. I almost think you're not showing up to see me. You're showing up to entertain yourselves in my chats, and that's just fine, man. I'm good with that. Anyway, you know what? I'm out of here. You guys have a good weekend, and I will see you down the road. Road. What's wrong with my mouth? This is that Canadian thing. Road. No, road. See you down the road. Whatever. I'll see you down the road. You guys be good.